kind of feels like I'm on, what's that show? MTV Cribs, but we're not in a crib at the house. We are checking out a new Redneck blind that we just moved down to what we're calling the Donut stand. We'll explain later, but I gotta show you the setup because it's slick. And we'll go over the access, the entry, but I want to kind of show you guys what this fall, late season, and rifle season is going to look like for us out of this blind. You guys will enjoy it, so stay tuned. Okay, you may be asking, why is Matt so excited about the placement of this Redneck blind? Well, this is an area based on the topography, obviously the slopes that you're seeing, the big hillsides back behind me over my shoulder out the window, and in this bottom really make it tough to hunt. All you can really hunt this area with is a north or maybe northwest wind, and it has to be cool days where the thermals along the big creek back behind the blind here push it and run it north to south. You have to match the wind with the topography and the thermals and the way everything reacts down here. So it's been historically a tough place to hunt, but this is a definite destination food resource in the area. And we finally got a fiberglass Redneck blind down here. Had been up top in another food plot, but we just decided, you know what, we need to make that thing a permanent stand location, provide us great access in, and then be able to hunt over the dynamite food resource that is in this area. So a little bit about that. What you're looking at back behind me is basically a split field of the Game Changers 2.0s, as well as the Bonafide blend, which is the Game Changer bean and a wildlife dwarf corn. Has a long ear on it, but the ear is lower to the ground, so it's more accessible for various forms of wildlife to be able to feed on that. So that's what you're seeing back here behind me. Adam was just in here drilling the Legacy blend into the beans, and we'll be doing the same where the corn's at. Yes, it's going to knock some of the corn over, but you know what? We're thinking long-term strategy here, and it's going to be a lot more food-wise beneficial for us to have the greens of the Legacy in the standing beans. So those beans in some of these areas are knee-high to thigh-high, and remind you, they were planted in, it was late June because we couldn't cross the creek with the equipment. So these got in late, but still have done awesome, have held up to a lot of browse. Again, this is a destination food plot here, and we've just got a lot of deer utilizing it. So that is about a 2-acre food plot right here that this blind's obviously looking over. We've got bedding areas tucked in on the hillsides up here. We've cut in 2 basically that are looking right out here. One is right up there in that little slope and draw, and then another one is on this ridge top over here, or just off the ridge top, basically directly west of the blind. So those deer are going to be feeding out right out of this this main draw, and typically come out of the blind right across here and feed right into the food plot within bow range. So we're super excited about it. We've got another big pinch over here with a creek and the hillside come together. It's a big pinch. We've got trail cameras and scrapes that are always occurring over there in that corner. It's where a lot of deer just enter in and out. So obviously this is an automatic dynamite food resource. However, we've got one more little surprise for you. Out there. So out through this vertical window, we've got about 15 acres of bottom ground that it's kind of in a transition. There used to be crops here. There used to be a cornfield, this whole thing. That farmer has since moved out, and long-term projections probably going to be some cattle in there, but with definitely diverse forages. However, right now, what just occurred was herbicide treatment on that field. We had a lot of Sericea lespedeza that came in after the crop farmer just kind of pulled out and was like, see ya. We had very late notice, unfortunately, a year ago, and that's what we were left with. So it's been sprayed, it's been terminated, and there will be about 15 acres or so of bounty hunter down there. So needless to say, we've got a lot of security in this north end, this 2-acre plot. We've got existing standing beans, we've got Legacy drilled in here, and we've got a border of the heritage blend as well, kind of suck this area in and kind of close it off, make it feel a little bit more secured. And then we've got a massive field over here that's going to have the bounty hunter broadcasted into it. So again, even a larger destination food resource. We're going to pull deer from every which direction in here, so late season ought to be incredible. This is where we anticipate having some encounters if we don't harvest the deer earlier, but one of the main deer, let's say top of the hit list, whatever you want to call it, a big 165, possibly 170 inch whitetail. There's going to be a good chance he could, if he doesn't get harvested early season, be right here during late season. We actually found a shed in this bottom, in this 2-acre section last year. So a lot of good things happening here, but we're excited to have this redneck in place and be able to hunt out of it. You kind of get this thing set up here. It's like, I just see it happening, just visualize all of it coming together. So we're going to plan and we're going to get out of here.